Hello, everyone, and welcome to the library where you can discover your next adventure. I am your host, the author, and tonight we join the USS Stavanger, the olive branch of the Shackleton, to play Star Trek Adventures, a tabletop RPG by our friends at Modifius. Every week we continue our adventures on the wild and wonderful frontier of the Federation. And kind of running late and short, and no one's... And no one but the cool kids are here. Isn't that right?
Where are they?
Nah, just like we have some people on vacation, some people all at work, and one guy stuck in traffic. So yeah, the big bad evil guy of all TTRPGs is scheduling.
It's fine. We got 2/3 of Team Old Man and 1/3 of Team Kids. He'll be fine. What's the worst could happen?
Wait, is Guy Team Kid?
Yes. He's younger than me.
Is he really?
Oh. Yes. He's still in his 20s.
Oh, thought he was older.
No.
All right. And I'm bouncing my leg and it's making my monitor shake. So, come find my own earth. It's not much, but you can definitely see on the edges. Yes, K9, you are on Team Kid according to Smith's logic.
Yes. Doubly so since she is again Gen Z.
She denies it.
She can deny it all she wants. Chronologically, she is Gen Z.
Anyways, and on that note, let's set course for adventure. Season 1, episode 57. We are the chains we forge. Button. All right. Where'd I put...
It's over there in that pile of stuff.
All right. You know what? Let's start on the Stavanger conference room. Or lounge. There it is. All right. Parties. He's over. And we are in. We are in the lounge of the Stavanger. She is at dock at Washington in station. Were there any repairs or stuff that needs to be done on her, or is she just getting a fresh coat of paint?
I don't recall any breaches or anything that we needed fixed.
So you're not like in the umbilical. You're not in the dry docks or anything. You're just in orbit.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just getting a wash and a wax.
Yeah, wash.
We kind of just overpowered everything since the last time it got repaired.
Okay, so you're definitely not in like an extensive dry dock, but you could just be in orbit, parking orbit of the station, or you could be in one of the docking arms just for ease of crew transfers and supplies.
Yeah, given how long it's been since we've had Charlie, let's go with the docking arm.
All right, so standard docking arm. You're not in one of the major dry docks that is parallel with the stem of the station. You're kind of up on top of the mushroom with the long conventional docks, and you're taking up one of three major berths that she has. And just yesterday, 24 hours ago, you guys had an encounter with Q. And nothing strange happened at all. And it was all just random fun, and nothing plot relevant happened.
So it's like a regular episode of Trek.
Yep. You're just going to laugh it off.
Right.
And actually, instead of a lounge, let's have a conference. Because I think you guys need to do a debrief to the Admiral.
So there I was in my Mustang, going 100 miles an hour.
Just ignore the Q episode.
Well, that's another thing. Are you going to make like any report whatsoever on the Q episode, or are you just going to sweep that underneath the rug?
As far as Smith is concerned, it didn't happen.
Well, I'm writing up a full log.
All right. And Admiral's going to be in the big chair over here. He has his adjunct and strategic officer are with him. Well, what have you learned about these displaced beings that you found? They were responsible for the mutiny on the Falkland, apparently.
Unfortunately, Admiral, we still know very little about them or their motives, apart from their desperation to get back into this universe.
Desperation is dangerous.
Given what we've seen at Drex's base as well as Shanti, exceptionally so.
The displays that I have aboard, can I ask her to contribute maybe to this meeting to see if she can provide some illumination into their goals and things like that?
Yes, she is willing to help. I'll give you a unfortunately it's gonna have to be a presence command, but div 0 to reach out and talk to her. And then any momentum gained will be questions she can answer, as the connection is kind of tenuous at times.
Okay, find the sheet here. All right, presence command.
All right, one. All right. What would you like to ask? Frame your questions.
Sorry, I didn't have the button pressed down. Let's see. What the goals of the displaced are? Do they have a common goal? How willing they are to compromise, as opposed to just invading, forcefully taking over bodies. How open they are to other solutions.
Okay. Kind of because of the nature or this, I'm going to be DMing you because she's not going to take control of your body and like move your mouth and lips on her own accord, because that's super invasive. So she'll just whisper it to you, and then you have to communicate with the rest of the group.
Okay.
So she's being polite about this possession.
Okay. What was her name again? I need to put that on my character.
Ashtamala. I'll write that in chat.
Politely possessed by Ashtamala.
Although there is some weirdness about that, but I'm sure it's fine.
Shalom.
Hello.
Hey, there he is.
How's it going?
We're having a chill stream apparently.
Nice. So we're heading to Washington Station, correct?
We're docked at Washington. Yeah.
We arrived at Washington off screen last session.
Yeah, we're currently docked at Washington. You have the gangway out, but you're not in a full dry dock. And right now you are having a debrief with the Admiral.
Copy.
And Venix is communing with her new headmate.
Nice.
Which, how does that look on the outside? Are you just cocking your head to this side and listening? Because from your point of view, it's almost an auditory hallucination. There's like actual audio stimuli that is coming into your brain, and you kind of feel a presence like hovering over your shoulder, but it's not much. Just kind of like the implication of someone standing over you, watching what you do.
Yeah, probably just a slight head turn. It doesn't sound like it's terribly dramatic.
Yeah, it's not super dramatic. Just an indication on screen that you're listening to things, and there's like that subtle sound effect of echoey whispers across the screen that is only for the audience.
Ashtamala Admiral says that they are very desperate. They have many ideas on how they want to get back, but they don't agree on those ideas. They want to return to their bodies wherever they are, but can possess a willing host if necessary. So it sounds like there may be some limited room for negotiation.
Do they have a singular leadership that we can and address, or are they not as organized as that? Do we get the impression that there's a government or some sort of leadership we can negotiate with?
I will pass that question along.
There's still the unknown factor of why they were displaced in the first place. And unless we can corroborate any of the information on this side, we'd have to take their word for it alone. And I'm just not that comfortable with that, given what they have done to this side of the galaxy so far.
Well, that's a reasonable thing to ask and see what kind of answer we get back. Admiral, they have no defined leaders. However, they have some strong personalities that will take charge, it seems. But that tends to come and go. I will also ask Ashtamala how they became possessed in the situation, or dispossessed in the situation they are displaced.
There is an alien word in here that is spelled correctly. Admiral, apparently they say they were banished for their beliefs. They wanted to explore the universe. Looks like in some type of non-corporeal form. They called it the
Aldiri, their souls or consciousness. They were able to travel in this method, but it seems that others in their society saw this as dangerous and heretical, and they were banished. Their bodies are in cryopods and separated from their Aldiri. Their Aldiri are locked in this, what they call the Shadow Realm, or some type of dimension, block dimension.
Well, Starfleet and the Federation and definitely has made a stand and for religious is freedom, so wanting to practice their beliefs seems a noble cause.
So I wonder if their bodies still exist in these cryopods somewhere. Perhaps we could find out where and
we found evidence of
something.
at least one site of that. Unfortunately, the cryopods were destroyed.
Correction, they weren't destroyed. The access to them and was flooded.
Oh, okay.
Again, this is their word on what happened and why they were displaced. We have no evidence for or against them at this point in time. And given the danger that they are posing by forcing their way back in, we can't take their word at face value.
Maybe have to take it with a grain of salt, but it is the only point of view we have at this time. Ashtari, where can we find your species or a representative of your species?
Message sent.
Spooky messages.
Sorry, I was getting a drink there. All right, let's see. She says there are none left after they were banished, and then something happened. Ashtari, what happened to them?
Insight command difficulty 3 or security.
All right, go ahead and take 3 threat.
Interesting. I know, this is like thrilling gameplay for everyone else.
The clicky clack sounds are therapeutic, so it's okay.
She says that something befell them and their entire empire fell. Their servitor race rose up and toppled them.
Mm.
Sounds a little similar. It's a unique parallel.
Yeah, this isn't a iron erosion kind of thing, is it?
I was going Marconian.
She's not replying. My own personal sense of what I'm getting, is it iron erosion? For those who we're talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's iron erosion, and she's talking about her people and something else.
Not sure I follow.
You've seen her corporeal form and didn't look like the Arn.
Could they have been other species of the Arn Empire?
GM context here.
There's another species called the Lyrax.
It's not a species, it's the individual. They're the that's the leader of the Akaru people, who is Arn.
Okay.
But when you spoke to them, they had a very specific kind of a belief that they worshipped if the displaced, because many tens of thousands of years ago, the displaced needs to help them out of a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I'm looking for is some type of breadcrumb on what to do to help them out next, in one way or another.
Okay.
If possible.
All right. She gives a couple options. One is the Akaru homeworld, which she knows has some cryopods on it. The other one would be the frozen Arn world that you discovered a long time ago. If that has Arn,
So one with
yeah, The one with the giant moth creature.
Yeah.
Right.
Ashkamala thinks that if the Arn are the same Arn that if the Arn might know something about the displaced, maybe if you look further or on their planet, we could find records on this.
Well, we could go back to some of the other previous locations we encountered the Arn on.
Yeah. Now that we know more, we might have a slightly better chance of finding more information.
Right. Kind of know more about what we're looking for.
Yeah.
I'll say that bringing up the Arn makes her uncomfortable.
I will ask her privately if the Arn did something bad to them. Were you responsible for the fall of the Arn Empire? Okay, let's see. It looks like the displaced used the Arn
Okay.
to topple something called the Others.
Oh, jeez.
The Arns were the servitors to the displaced as the Nerosians were to the Arn.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not really sure what to do with that.
What was the information about the other group? The others? Who are they?
The
come in?
others, the other people of the displaced ace kind.
The non-displaced are called the others.
The Tillicall. We were called the Tillicall before we were displaced. And we are all that remains of our kind after something happened. 2 A's.
Copy. Fascinating.
So the Tilicol are no more?
There are no more.
Okay. Are Smith or the Admiral giving you any indication of what they're thinking here?
Regardless of whatever information we get from this representative of the displaced, we can't make a judgment either way until we have more information. Fact-finding missions on the various ARN worlds would give us some more insight, but until we can prove whether or not the displaced were rightfully or wrongfully imprisoned, it's best we don't commit to allowing them to have their bodies back. We don't know if they'll start up some other
Galaxy-wide conflict. Yeah.
Another galaxy-wide conflict. We have enough conflict as it is already. I'm not saying that the displaced is lying, but there's no way to prove that this statement is correct, or even the true history that happened.
I ask her what she's sorry for. She says that they were scared, angry, and desperate. They have been trapped 1,000 years in this shadow realm, and they told the Arn how to fight back against the Tilicol.
Well, I think exploratory a mission in on one of the previous ARN colonies that we have found would be prudent. Captain Smith, any suggestions?
I agree. But again, I must caution everybody involved with this mission that under no circumstances are we to allow any member of the displaced to have access to any of the bodies that might be in the cryostasis there. We do not know what their intentions are, and we do not know why they were imprisoned.
I'm gonna spend into new threat. Venix. 3 challenge dice or a trait.
I have to choose between the two.
Mm-hmm. As psychic damage might be happening.
I'll take the challenge dice.
All right. Three -1, and because you're a Starfleet officer, so 2 stress. As there's just a loud, incoherent scream that emanates from her.
So she's frustrated that
She was very frustrated in response to Smith's. She's very frustrated in response to Smith's statement. It was a cry of frustration and righteous rage.
Okay.
And it kind of rings in your head a little bit and kind of shakes you, but not nothing too bad, but still it kind of. Oh, how does that make you feel?
I have empathy for her situation, but I also understand Smith's caution. So, half of this, half of that.
Low column A, low column B, yeah.
Right. We're trying to help you, but we need to make sure that helping you is the right thing to do.
Completely understandable.
As the Vulcans would say in a situation like this, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And unfortunately, the displaced are the few. We've been closing the door on them thus far. It's only a matter of time before they start becoming far more aggressive in their approaches. Desperate people.
So I guess we better find out what they're about sooner rather than later.
Desperate people is a dangerous people.
Right.
All right, so sector B4 AA15 is the Forgotten Outpost. And let's actually pull it up on map. There's no longer 5 humanoid life signs.
This is the one with the green, right?
Yep. This is a planet where you found the Breen.
This was the planet with the secret Breen listening post, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like big
Also the
spooky
planet that
weather machine. That was fun.
This was also a planet that the stop kind of devastated. Devastated is a good word.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we going to go there now? Wait till we're full of crew?
I'm not jumping to go on another mission right away. We've just had a lot happened to the crew. They deserve
Okay.
they deserve shore leave.
Plus, this mission doesn't
Set
seem
that aside.
this mission doesn't seem time sensitive at the moment. So
No, but we should
Unless you're displaced.
disseminate this frequency for deflector shields in case the displaced try to open doorways in other areas of the Shackleton.
I don't want to make an order that all ships have their shields up at all times, but having tools on hand and would be advisable. The Admiral says.
The deflector frequency to halt dangerous incursions from them, as well as the mental shield in order to prevent the psychic screaming that we've encountered multiple times now.
Indeed.
It's unfortunate that I have to refer to it as incursions, but until we have proper information and a way to get them to see reason as a whole, they are conducting an invasion back into our universe.
In other matters, we also have the Romulan flagship that has been poking around our sector of space. They appear to be on the Imperial side, not the Republic side. But we do have some new ships that are going to help with that. I believe the USS Colombo is going to be checking that out. But whatever they're up to, let's keep an eye on it.
I would agree it's not wise to let a Romulan ship that is acting so open go unwatched. Romulans don't do anything out in the open and without meaning.
Precisely. We also have unusual Toth movement in the S sector, and we have the Naquel raids. These have been happening on some of our outer colonies.
And the Queller becoming more active makes me worry about the Betazet colony.
Indeed, or New Dawn.
New Dawn has some advantages that the Betazet colony didn't until recently. Patrol ships were more active in that sector of space than the sector the Betazet colony is in.
Speaking of our other ships, Captain Smith.
Sir.
You have been an invaluable leader out in the field, as far as our little fleet for Operation Endurance has been told. Your insight, experience, and deft leadership has helped both the Falkland and the Roanoke in times of need. As such, I would like to offer you a promotion into Commodore. And all the responsibilities and privileges is therein. So you could be the forward leader of Operation in Endurance.
It would be my honor to take up that position, Admiral.
And Arden pulls out a little box, and it has the captain's pips with the 4 dots, and then a bar underneath it for Commodore.
Okay. He accepts the pips and replaces the ones on his collar.
Congratulations, Commodore.
I'll be ceding more control of the fleet directly to you if you need to pull a ship from a mission into another mission, and you may do so.
We'll do so with a great deal of consideration with its mission in mind.
There's a lot of things to keep an eye out up here. It's good to know that we have such officers as that, and we can entrust to make those big decisions, and without having to radio back to base. And with that, you are now Commodore Smith. Very well, Commodore. You have shore leave on this station for as long as you feel necessary, and then you may go out to this Arn outpost and conduct a detailed scientific survey of the remains there. Perhaps we can find more about this connection between the Arn and the displaced.
Yes, I believe it is long overdue for a shore leave. We've dealt with more than this crew should be reasonably asked to, in a short amount of time.
Yes, well, we are Starfleet. We don't exactly come out here for the easy missions.
That is certainly true.
Dismissed.
Sir.
With that, the Admiral and his staff leave.
Rad. Well, congratulations, Commodore. And Venix, before you're cleared for shore leave, I need to get one last final round of medical scans just to get more info on your new passenger.
Very well.
Just find me a medical whenever you're ready to get it done. It won't take very long.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, I had a medical, but yeah, we just need to do some more full deep scans on Venix just to make sure that
Absolutely.
weird foolery happening. We don't want if she's in like 5% of the brain, I just really want to track and make sure that the next time I scan, it's not at like 8% of the brain. So
Get a baseline.
yeah, right, exactly.
All right. With that, let's cut to sickbay. All these kids are gone.
Children, where have you gone?
Smith's gonna deal with them.
Good. Yeah. We'll just do a nice quick little medical scans.
As we all know, Smith loves Borg.
Well, Smith actually went out of his way and used some of his influence and acclaim to make a group home on the station for them.
Essentially an orphanage.
Yeah.
Now becoming a group home as the kids start to age out.
Helping them acclimate, find places is where they can be safe and cared for. I know, character development in my RPG? How dare.
How very dare.
All right. You are doing a psychiatric and psionic scan on Venix.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Just an aside. What military is Seador the one for Commodore?
It's the abbreviation on memory alpha for Commodore.
That is so weird. What a weird abbreviation for Commodore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. I personally like Commodore rather than like Rear Admiral Lower Half because that's just a mouthful and it doesn't quite donate like where they are in the hierarchy.
So yeah,
it's a really weird abbreviation.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Gross.
But yeah, in all actuality, this just allows you to boss the other ships around a little more easy because you outrank them now.
Yep.
I actually didn't look if there's a new player power that goes with that.
I don't know. I have that somewhere.
See, it would either be player's handbook or command.
I have a cheat sheet for things.
Roll
card.
But
there is an admiral roll card.
You're not quite a full admiral, so.
Yeah.
So, your captain's power would still apply.
Yeah. I think this is more general, just the admiralty, which I have ascended to.
Anyways, we are down in medical bay. Is Venix just sitting on the bio bed? Are you scanning her? Are we like putting her in the full detailed scan?
Oh, we're doing the full kit and caboodle here.
So
leave any stones unturned.
Oh, so we're gonna use like the full arch and everything in the surgical suite.
Yeah. One of those.
Full
It's got to
already.
be a head to toe for. We just want to make sure everything looks good. We'll do these baseline scans every week, just to make sure that everything is still the same from the week previous. Alrighty. Medicine. Okie dokie. I'll give you. Take that momentum for a third die, and then I'll. Yeah, that should be fine. I don't think I have any foci here, unless investigation would fire, but that's your discretion.
Not quite.
Kill should be fine. Oops,
Yeah, it should be fine.
I clicked the wrong button, and let me reroll one of those zeros. I got it, and then
And the ship, technically you could overclock the sensors, but I don't know if you want to actually try that.
No, we don't. I don't want to do any sort of overclocking, because then it could mess with the scan, and then the next time I'd also to get the right setup. So
yeah,
we'll just run it standard.
All right, so go ahead and roll the sensor medicine, Commodore. All right, gain a momentum.
Okay, no complications, so we didn't turn Venice into a killing
Nice and
machine.
beautiful.
Darn it.
How it always works.
Scans seem nominal. It's a bit more complicated because of neurogen physiology is quite different from baseline,
Right.
but there's basically two neural waves running parallel in Venix's system. One is definitely more dominant. The other one is subdued in strength by like 30%.
Okay. But they are two distinct paths.
There are two distinct paths, yes.
Okay. And there's no like intermixing or intermingling?
No, there is not.
Interesting.
In fact, it almost reminds you of Trill implantation, where it's literally like there's two minds kind of working together, and occasionally they kind of it's a little more segregated than an Trill implantation, because the memories needs to actually blend together into a new personality. But there's
literally like Venix has a separate passenger in her head that is there, and then Venix brain is there. They're just two separate entities. Interesting.
So
it does not appear that there would
be
be any sort of bleeding effects between either one of them.
It doesn't look like it's set up for a bleed effect, and that comports with how Venix has been experiencing it, where
Right.
Any information has been handed in a very verbal or visual manner. It's not like, okay, here's a new memory engram. I'm just going to plug it into. I have to tell you it.
Right, and she has to willingly give the information to Venex. So.
Mm-hmm. And presumably it goes the other way where anything Venex wants to hide, she can.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll pass it on. Yeah, it appears that your existence with Astamali is relatively separate. As far as I can tell, it appears that she would have to want to give you any information that you can get from her. Should be the same from her perspective. So I don't believe that she has the capability to snoop into your mind or do anything nefarious in that way. But we'll have to continue monitoring it, as this is definitely some uncharted territory here. So
thank you for a thorough examination, Doctor.
Of course, if anything feels weird or any things occurred, please, you can feel free to let me know. We just want to make sure that we're keeping an eye on it as much as possible. So.
And Phoenix will leave, twitching her head and going, kill, kill, kill.
You've done well. You've deceived the doctor.
I must subjugate the weak.
Right, yeah.
All shall bow before me. I am the true master of the universe.
You walk out and you grow a mustache and a beard. Hell yeah. Shore leave it is.
Smith is totally going to requisition some of the Admiral uniforms from DS9.
Oh, the gold braid?
Yeah, just the coat looks different entirely. It's a longer coat.
Yeah, it's the one that's like almost like a waist, like a full-on waistcoat, like down to the thighs. Yeah, those are pretty epic.
Yep. And you get the belt now.
Just that badass belt, the gold like thread that goes up the middle, pretty epic.
Oh yeah.
Well, you also have sleeve and identifiers as well.
Oh yeah, the little red and gold. Yeah, those are cool.
Speaking of, Smith, do you go to your quarters on the station?
Yes.
All right.
No reason not to.
Because you do have quarters on the station, but they're kind of more like this is temporary housing, whereas you're on your quarters on the ship more often. I think it was this map.
Yeah, no. It's still a permanent assignment for the. No, not gonna be bad. No.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they all say that.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Nobody gets promoted to admiral and then chooses to be admiral. It happens.
How much threat to turn Ernst Smith into admiral?
709.
We have a new goal, everybody.
Hey, we can do that by the end of the game.
Yeah, we can make that happen for sure.
All right. You head to your. You head to your quarters. Here's on the station.
Mm-hmm.
You open the door, and someone is waiting for you there. Hello, sweetie. It is your wife. And yes, I've been waiting so long to use that line.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, given the fact that I gave her River Song's face.
You were expecting it.
I was expecting it.
Not a woman.
It's the wife.
So yeah, door opens. She's just standing there and just does the hello, sweetie.
Eliza, I hope your travel here was comfortable.
As comfortable as you can be on a Miranda.
Oh. Yes, I can imagine that's not the most luxurious travel.
Trying to parse through this. Is what's Eliza's job? I know her father was a diplomat, but
What did I have Eliza do? I think she was a xenobotanist. I don't think I really fleshed out her as much as the kids and grandkids.
xenobotanist works.
So yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You were kind of expecting this. You've been in mailing her back and forth, Earth about your duties out here and stuff, and she's decided to take up a xenobotanist's position out here in the Shackleton, because there's new life forms and stuff to scan out here for sure.
Well,
and just to be closer.
Well, I did, as I said, start up at least at the start, orphanage for a bunch of Borg children that we can have a little project with. And also we have something to celebrate. He just taps the new pips on his collar.
Oh, moving up in the world. Does this mean you're gonna stay even farther away from me?
No, my duties are going to be split between this station and commanding the front. I will be coming back every now and then.
Well, oh good. Someone has to keep you in check. And she will pull you into it. A kiss. Do you accept?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as he breaks away from the kiss. Well, Sorrel's wife Leslie has been doing a pretty good job of that. She hits almost as hard as you do.
How is Sorrel doing?
He's become more human than when we last saw him.
Coming from you, I'm assuming that's a compliment.
It's a mixed bag. There are times when he seems almost irrational.
She goes over or to the replicator and gets you 2 drinks. She's your wife. What does she order? Or for the 2 of you? Tea, coffee.
For me, it's tea. For herself, it's coffee.
Oh, you're one of those couples. Got it.
Hmm.
She's probably been fighting with you on that for or ever, but it's playful banter at this point.
50 years, give or take.
Mm-hmm. But she does present the tea to you as you like. So, have you heard from Mary lately?
Not lately. The last time I spoke with her was a few months ago.
Well, she's hesitant to breach this topic, but you kind of get where she's poking at.
Is this about your namesake or
It's
my grandson?
JJ. Jack Jr.
What has the boy done this time?
He is apparently on the run.
He just rubs the center of his eyebrows.
Escaped from Talik 4 alongside some of his accomplices.
Have any idea where he ran to?
Not a clue. He could he could be going back to Cardassian space, other side of the galaxy. Try to pick up the pieces over there.
Boy's ex Maquis, they'll not find him easily. Hell, it took me the better part of his time in the Maquis in order to track him down.
I remember.
He's smart.
Takes after his mother.
Far too clever for his own good.
He's also passionate, stubborn, and morals way higher than and the law takes.
He listened to me in that respect, at least.
I think the two of you take after each other so much that you rub each other the wrong way. You're both idealists.
Yes, but I kept my idealism on this side of the law. Not that that's kept me out of the Admiral's office. Or him coming onto my ship and lecturing me.
Well, you have someone keeping you straight.
Unfortunately, JJ doesn't have that person right now. If he's still running with the same people that he did, their extremism is going to get him killed. I'll put some favors in with people I know in various sectors.
I know you will.
See if we can't get ahead of the boy. How's Mary taking it?
She's distraught.
It's opening old wounds for her, isn't it?
And very much doubting her parenting skills.
She shouldn't. She raised the boy well enough. He made his own choices once he was grown. What of Eliza? Does she know her brother's escaped yet?
She knows, but She's neck deep on a xenoarchaeological site. Something on the Romulan and Sundering.
Hopefully it's not too close to the neutral zone. The Imperials have been active again.
She's 2 sectors away, I think.
Oh, that's good. I think she takes a bit too much after me and our archaeological pursuits. She might follow that all the way to Romulus if she could.
Oh, she wants to. He's written several petitions about it.
Civil war between the Imperials and the Republic is still too hot for her to be going anywhere near it.
And has that ever stopped you?
Well, there was that time I came home with a bloody nose. That certainly stopped me. I think the main difference between my archaeological pursuits and hers was I was doing it inside of Starfleet. I had people to protect me. I'm not so sure she does.
She has people protecting her. The Princeton's in the area.
Oh, that's good. She's a good ship. Well, I wouldn't be here without the Princeton.
She has a good captain at least, and her captain is actually one of the command staff of the old Princeton that you lost of Wolf 359. Who would this captain be? You were the XO, so probably like their science officer, engineer, security chief.
Let's go with engineer.
We're making it up live.
Making it live. We're doing it live.
Yeah, this would be the Princeton A.
Yeah.
Which you didn't indicate what the class of the original Princeton was. Given the name, I'm thinking Excelsior.
It's the canon Princeton.
And I haven't looked that up.
Yeah. Let's see here.
It says Princeton, Star Trek. Oh, she was the Niagara class.
Ew. Gross.
It would be under the command of Captain Joru, a Saurian.
Interesting.
Totally didn't just go to a name generator and pick a species and then find a name. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'll do the class later. But yeah, it's the Princeton A. So you would know her captain.
The Princeton should be the Princeton A now, given we lost her at Block 359. Last I remember, Jory was promoted to commander and made XO of it.
Last I heard, Jory was in command. Captain now.
Right. Should drop him a line and congratulate him. I've been very preoccupied with my missions, and I've lost touch with a lot of people. I think that just comes with the territory for getting up this long.
She reaches across the table and holds her hand. Well, there's still plenty of time in the universe to reconnect.
That's fair enough. The medical officer from one of my previous commands is out here commanding your own ship.
Oh, which one? And was that? It was Miria, right?
That's right. She's commanding an Intrepid class now.
Oh, good for her.
USS Pythias. She is acclimating herself to this area of space relatively well, given all the activity from various powers out here.
Well, they're allowing civilians to move out here, so it's not too dangerous.
There are some colonies out here that came regardless of the Federation's approval. Now, you might get a kick out of this. We have a science officer conducting research into the eccentricities of the Shackleton, and Sorrel hates every minute she's on this ship. You remember the woman he was betrothed to for a while, Turin?
Oh, really? And with that, the camera starts to push back. The music swells as we fade into a lighthearted conversation.
Yep.
Trying to fight off ramp there. Yeah, just joyous laughter at the thought of Sorrel dealing with his ex.
And the complications of his wife also having to suffer his ex being on the ship.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, let's catch back up with Venix.
Ready.
All right. You have a promenade here. Various shops and various people walking around.
Just walking the promenade. Does everything look, feel normal? Anything unusual as far as activities or species aboard?
No. Fairly a standard spread of people. There's Federation people about some Starfleet officers from other ships. And the place is slowly filling out as people are picking up shop locations.
How's the live long and percolate doing?
It is going really well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not certain if there's really anything to do on the promenade. The Gorn prisoner we had transferred to the station, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll wander by the security office and see how that's going.
All right. You make your way there. On the way, wrong tab up here. You find a group of Akaru people, all kind of walking around in a small clutch.
Akaru, those were the people on the last planet we were on. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With the Arn leader who called himself the Irax.
What do they appear to be doing? Just sightseeing, shopping?
They're sightseeing, but they're definitely one of those tourists that are in over their heads, and they're just kind of looking wide-eyed at everything and everyone as they haven't really seen aliens before.
Okay, I will approach them with a friendly demeanor and introduce myself. I am Lieutenant Commander Venix of the Starship Stavanger. We were recently at your world, and I wanted to introduce myself and see if I can be of any assistance, as you appear to be rather new here.
You're Venix? You're the Venix?
Yes.
And three of them immediately fall to the floor prostrate and start kowtowing.
Yes, have fun.
I'll look around uncomfortably, and I guess there's one not kowtowing.
There's one not kowtowing and kind of like, wait, is this how we're supposed to do this? And just kind of eagerly shaking your arm off.
Ask him to explain their behavior there.
Why, you're the one with a mantle now.
I'm sorry, the what?
The mantle of leadership. It appears as that recently the Irax has fallen out of favor or with the gods and has lost the mantle and have become mortal.
Did you turn Venix into the Reclaimer?
Shush.
Okay, so I don't understand how this makes me how I inherited this mantle from them, from the Iraqs.
You are the daughter of her of the Irex. Next, are you not? You are the next in line. You are the chosen one.
I believe there may be some type of misunderstanding. I don't think I've earned this position.
Have you not heard their voices?
But the voices of who?
Of the divine.
I sense this is an "Are you a god" moment here.
Are you a god, Ray?
I guess I will say I'm not sure that I have, but I'll have to listen closer.
We know that the whispers of the divine I can be hard to understand. And this Akaru priest quite rudely reaches up and starts like pulling open your eyelids and looking at you and like looking in your ears.
Excuse me, sir, but it is not polite to make contact with someone without their consent.
Charge him money to touch you. It's a great scheme.
We wish only to see the mark.
The mark of what?
The mark of the mantle. Surely you must have it.
I don't have a mark, and don't call me Shirley. Sorry.
Please, tell us your wisdom.
Well, I would ask you to do this. While you're here, have a good time, meet other cultures, talk to them, listen to them, learn some things while you're here, and when you're ready to go back home, we'll talk again.
So I must seek wisdom and from others and bring them into the Akaru.
No, you don't need to convert them or bring them into the Akaru, but simply learn of their existence. What makes them different? What makes them unique? Learn about another group as opposed to trying to bring them into your group.
Which other group should we look to first, O wise one?
No one in particular. Just be friendly. Introduce yourselves to others in a friendly way. And go from there. But don't pressure, don't coerce, just experience others for their uniqueness and learn.
I'm going to spend one threat. Venix, roll 1d20.
Oh, you're going to scream me on this.
I don't like any of what's happening right now.
Just a d20, no modifiers?
Just a d20 for a random table.
There's no way this could go wrong.
Oh, it's just supposed to be on repeat. Repeat. It is on repeat. Cool. So they all stand up and they look around and nervously, and the first person that catches their eye is a big burly Orion, and they rush over her to them and start asking them a bunch of questions.
Oh dear. How is he reacting?
He's kind of confused and like, okay, like, cool. I like talking to people. What's your deal? And they're like, grad student and anthropologist just ask, tell me everything about your culture, or what values do you hold? Old, how do you determine what's right or wrong? And just, yeah, just bombasting him with questions.
I'll go up to and talk to the priest and say, maybe not in such an aggressive manner or inquisitive manner.
But we are eager to learn.
Eager to learn is good, but you don't want to overwhelm somebody. You know, imagine if a group of people came up to you and started bombarding you with questions. That would be overwhelming for you, right?
So wisdom comes with patience. Everyone, wisdom comes with patience. Write this down.
Rule of Venix number 1.
How does an outsider join the cult of? Sign me up.
Yeah, this will in no way develop into something terrible.
No, totally not. And with that, you awkwardly make your way out of the public promenade and into the Starfleet sector, so you don't have to deal with these guys anymore. I probably have to clean this map up. I definitely have to clean this map up.
Just once I get to the security office, I'll ask, a nice security officer to kind of keep an eye on them and make sure they don't get out of hand.
Give me a present security diff 1. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on them.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't think they mean any harm, but they may be over enthusiastic, and that may annoy someone.
All right, couple security officers in standing around. And pirate is one of those. There's a couple of interesting creatures there's kept up here. Then the person you want to talk to is Azatar. So, yeah, you can easily go through security. They request that you are armed when you're in the brig.
Okay.
Just because we don't want to have potential prisoners pulling your weapon on you.
All right, I'll put my phaser, my backup phaser, and my backup phaser in the locker.
that whole thing.
Right.
Your boot knife.
Right. Belt knife, hairpin.
And let's actually get your character on the screen now. All right. Pass through security. And Azar's room has been modified. There is no bed, and instead, she is basically chained to the wall with giant duranium embracers. There's around her neck, around her wrist, her waist, and her ankles.
I'll ask the security officer, what is the reason for these restraints?
Because she already destroyed 3 cells this week.
Okay. Well, sounds like she's got herself into this on her own, so I'm not going to push that issue further.
This is all her fault.
What, Azatar? Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Venix. We met briefly in the Ferengi casino. Is there any sign of recognition or acknowledgement?
I need to change the music. And you're talking to her outside of the cell?
Yes.
She was lounging for a little bit, but then hearing you speak up, she jerks awake and looks at you. Ah, yes. You are the meal that got away.
Would you like to tell me how you came into the employ of those Ferengi?
They paid me. I offer service.
What services did you offer?
The killing kind.
Well, that doesn't give me a lot to bargain with. I don't think she's going to ever see outside of a penal colony. Are you willing to talk about their operation? What they were doing?
Why, I should talk to you.
For no other reason than just to hear yourself talk? You've got nothing better to do?
Okay.
Off the board being chained to the wall.
Then why did you who bring me down from here?
Well, I wanted to see if you were willing to testify against them to provide us intelligence on the operation, where they were getting their information from, how they were obtaining it, who they used it against?
I'm not too resistant into this. I do have focus in skullduggery, so presence security difficulty 3. So you can talk it out of her. Or there's another attribute you can.
Let me swing for reason, by basically saying, look, you're a killer. You're unlikely to see the outside of the Federation penal colony. So let's see if we can maybe give you some type of privileges, some type of preferential treatment, maybe special food or other types of things that Gorham might appreciate.
Beta Z. I haven't eaten a Beta Z in a while.
Oh, let's not go that far. But you talk to me, I'll see what I can do to make your inhabitation more comfortable.
I'll take reason on that.
Okay. Go ahead and take 1 threat. All right, +1 for exceptional, and I'm going to reroll one of those with bolt. Crap.
No dice. You're just saying whatever pretty words as you think will get me to talk. Tell me something any of these other officers haven't been and hounding me over for the past week.
I'm sure I can't offer you anything that they haven't already tried. But, if you wish to spend the remainder of your days without anybody knowing how good you were as a killer, as a thug, then by all means just remain anonymous and keep it to yourself.
How dare you?
You'll die alone and forgotten.
Yeah, you are punching at some of her values with that. So this is +2 difficulty. For me. Reason security difficulty 1 on your end.
Okay. So +1 on that, so 3 altogether.
All right.
Tie, I guess.
No. Oh, I had -2.
Yeah.
No, I had -2.
Huh?
So,
okay.
You gain 2 momentum.
Ah.
Yeah, 2 plus your security and challenge dice.
Okay. Can I spend momentum to reroll those zeros?
You may. Oof. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, she takes 6 stress from that. So she takes a social injury. Based on the words you said, prideful. You're stroking her ego away and saying that, you should talk so that way other people can know your story as well. Know how great and awesome you are. You might be able to use that to lean on her.
My security report will be read by dozens of security officers, and well, if you don't talk to me, no one will ever know anything about you or what you did. But, I guess if you're okay with that, suit yourself.
Wait.
To be put on some shuttle and forgotten about.
So you want to know what I did for Drexa?
Yes, what did you do for him?
I took out a rival network of his.
Really? What network was this?
One moment, I forgot the guy's name. Okay then. Lucky, Ferengi trader, or that's was snooping around after the House Rocks war. After that war, many people came in and started picking up their gear, their outpost, their people.
And you helped with that?
Mm-hmm. He was he was stringy, but the screams were delicious.
Oh. I see. And so, like, he was just a opportunistic victim.
He stuck his lobes in other people's business.
He was an irritation. So what else were you responsible for?
I also handled security on his assets.
Any assets of note?
The children, the younglings, as he was slinging around the galaxy.
The Borg children?
Yes.
And what do you know of those?
I know that they infiltrate data and networks somehow.
Is that how Drexa got his information that he blackmailed and sold?
I didn't get into the particulars of it. But yes, apparently the kids were crucial to his operation. Too bad you got there when you did. A week later, we would have had them all on the station.
There were more that were not there?
About 7 of them were still out.
And where are they?
I was at the a bazaar, so I wasn't responsible for those.
Who would know?
Perhaps the a whining midget himself.
The whining midget?
Drexa.
Oh.
The chicken nugget.
Yes, it's unfortunate you didn't get to eat him.
Maybe that could be an offer.
I'll see what I can do.
Are you telling the truth?
No. that's more sarcasm.
All right.
Well, I have other duties I need to attend to. I'll get started on my report and fill it full of your exploits. I'm sure my superiors will be most interested to know in your activities. Perhaps we can talk later.
Perhaps.
Is there anything that Gorn eat in particular?
That, meat. Raw meat.
Right.
Preferably living meat.
Are there any livestock on the promenade?
Probably not. You could, like in theory, you could replicate a raw steak and handle them, and it'll be passable food. But it's replicated food.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Pulling like livestock specifically to be eaten, that might be an ask, especially in this day and age where there's kind of a that's kind of frowned on in polite Federation society of like hunting live animals for food, or like raising animals specifically for the purpose of killing them horrifically.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, perhaps we can talk again later.
A holodeck might be able to simulate that.
Yeah, somehow I feel like the security people may not be terribly enthusiastic about that. But let me stow that one away and think about that one.
It's definitely hard to have.
Yeah. But I'll write something up to go to the captain and 3 about the other 7 that were not there that we need to talk to Drexel about.
Mm-hmm. All right. And with that, new scene. Doc. You schmoozing the promenade, or did you have something specific you needed to do?
Let's see. Oh, I gotta go find my intelligence guy.
Oh yeah.
He owes me a favor, and he's kind of cashing. I would preferably like to find him when he is not on duty and not in his office.
You could totally arrange that.
Perfect.
And I'm so sorry. Did you like tell me who your intelligence guy was?
Yes. It was in our private message. I can find it and then just copy and send it back to you.
Yes.
Let's see. Boom.
I was pitching about 2E. There we go.
Yep. Correct.
All right. Let's see. Eeny beeny. I have a feeling that Finley would want to meet you at the final frontier, because Quarks might be a little too loud and rowdy, and you go to Glory and Flagons if you want to fight.
Perfect. Yeah, Final Frontier seems like a chill location.
All right. There's you go to this wildly anachronistic Western saloon with real wood furniture and deck plating, and behind the bar there's a replicator, and there's like a electronic music band and playing on the stage. It's this weird clash of time periods that would make any temporal investigator scream in horror.
Beautiful. I love it. Is there like anybody in here, or is this like the quiet bar of the Washington?
Oh no, there's definitely people in here, but people are just kind of like enjoying the vibes and not starting stuff.
Nice. Correct choice.
Yeah, there's some Starfleet officers over here. There's like one Klingon and his security buddy there. The security buddy like has a cowboy hat on. It's like, yeah, man, here's the vibe. The Klingon's just like stoically folding his arms like, I don't understand this.
Nice. Amazing. Beautiful. Do I see Finley?
You do. A couple Bromulans there for suspicious reasons.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course.
Having a good time. Yeah, I'll go and pull up a chair at Finley's table, and I'll just like, well, Finley, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing?
It's been a little while. Ups and downs.
How are you enjoying your time here on Washington?
It's a lot quieter than in Devilon 3.
That's an understatement. Thankfully. It's good that we've both found locations that are a bit respectful of our time and demeanors. I do wish that this was a simple, friendly catch-up, but I'm sure you understand that there's always work to be done, right?
Mm-hmm. I figured this wasn't a social call. What do you want?
No disrespect, of course, but you're, it's not that I don't like to talk to you socially. It's, well, you know how it is.
It's part of the job.
I need to. Yeah, it's part of the job. I need to cash in some of the favors from back in the day. You seem to be in a uniquely situated position to assist me quietly.
I am.
Well, station intelligence liaison is part of your duties to look up criminal activity and in your sectors to track for any sort of fugitives that may be passing the station, right? Makes standard operational procedure for your roles on the station.
Yeah, I keep a track of the coming and goings here.
See, perfect. Makes far more sense for you to be doing it. A ship's medical officer, right? So, I'm just going to send you a name, and I just need you to look at the name as much as you possibly can with command codes and intelligence access. It would look correct for you to be doing it, and could raise suspicions if I'm the one on my ship.
I'm assuming since this is under the table, this isn't an official investigation.
No, I'm just talking to you as a. So I'm not speaking to you in any sort of official capacity currently. We're both off duty.
We're both off duty. I'm just wondering like how hard I should shake this tree.
I don't foresee you needing to shake it very heavily. Shake it as much as you normally would any tree for these standard procedures.
Friend of yours, or
a friend of a friend? Yes, but once again, if I look into it, then it could tie to the friend of a friend, and then it could to question. It's easier this way.
Does your friend know you're looking into this?
Yes. I informed that I'd pull it through a few strings and see what type of information we could gather. But as you know, I mean, even if it's a little weird, officially, you and I have never done anything together, so no need for anything that you look in trace back to me or my friend of a friend.
Okay. Simple favor for a friend. What's the name?
I don't I forgot. I didn't write down what Cass's ex-husband's name was, but that name.
Fiance.
Right, that's the one.
Here it is.
Copy. Yep. And I'll give him the dossier of the fact that this person escaped from a prison, wherever that prison may be. There's no physical file, but I'll tell him what Cass told me and leave him.
Do me a favor and say that. Do me a favor and say the name aloud for the audience.
Copy. Right. Yes. I'll take a swig of the drink and be like, "Have you've been in contact with our old pal from the days? What was his name? Jackson O'Hare Jr. Right? He served with us. I've always been curious about where he ended up in Starfleet.
Oh, him. No, I haven't heard from our old friend.
Him from Stavanger.
I haven't heard from our old friend Jackson.
Well, I hope that next time you do see him, just tell him that I'm thinking of him. That I remember our days together fondly.
He's not in any sort of trouble, is he?
No, not at all. Upstanding officer, does good work. Good man.
You are lying through your fucking teeth.
Smith, you're not in the scene, but
Sorry, he knows what the message is. You know, obfuscating for anybody who may be listening.
Yeah, for sure. No, there's something happening on the meta level here.
Oh yeah.
Smith.
Oh no, I know. Yeah. I've tracked on it. Yeah.
Smith, would you like to describe to the audience what's going on?
Yeah, I made the track earlier.
Yes. Now, everybody in TV land, Jackson O'Hare Jr. is one of Smith's grandchildren, meaning that Cass was almost one of his grandchildren-in-law.
Beautiful. It's all tied back together.
Yeah. Jack Jr. from earlier TV land is this same character.
Cass,
there's no discharge.
Cass's old accomplice and almost his fiance was Jackson O'Hare Jr. before he was captured by Captain Smith and brought on charges for being a Maquis.
Yep. And now he's escaped whatever the penal colony is.
And now Sorrell's like, what the hell happened? Cass and I have been sitting on this for months.
It's pretty beautiful.
And if Jackson told her who his family was, everything that Smith has been doing to her just grinds that even more.
The thing is Jackson never talked about his grandparents for, obvious reasons, because you're all imperialist assholes. So Cass, as within the narrative, has never made the connection that you're related to Jack.
But yeah, I'll just tell Finley, if you do find anything about where his current postings, where he might be, oh my god, that was terrifying. The old ways to contact. So just reach out, let me know whatever you might find about where he's staying. A letter and see how he is.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Finney, you're a good man, and I'm glad that you a good posting. I'm sure this is not the last time that you will be interacting. Now that I know that you're on Washington, the Stavanger will most likely stop here frequently. So I look forward to continued social visits.
Absolutely. And this came from Twitch chat.
Dad, everything.
So Smith's player is having an aneurysm now.
No, of all of his grandsons, Jack Jr. looks the least like him.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah. Well, good.
Hell yeah.
Now we'll be able to learn more.
I say of all of his grandsons, he only has 2.
Yeah, and the other one is from John Jr. Yeah.
Well,
John the Third.
I'm sure this will be a very exciting conversation. Learn who this guy is, actually. So. The first report I get from Finley. Oh, that's interesting. That's tragic.
That's just let me have another scene where I'm actively going to look actively calling in favors for Jack Jr.
I was planning on it. All right, new scene.
Mm-hmm. K9, why'd you show a picture of John the Third? All right. I should probably let my chief medical officer know. He has contacts within intelligence. He's sending out various messages to people near Cardassia space and the sectors surrounding where the penal colony that Jack Jr. went to. Taps on Tom badge. It goes back to writing. Guy, I have a request for you.
Yes, Commodore. I'm leaving a social call. What can I do for you?
If you get any information through the intelligence channels on a Jackson O'Hare Jr., please let me know. I don't want my grandson getting into too much trouble.
I'm sorry, sir. Maybe we had I may have misheard you. Can you repeat that?
I want you to keep an ear out for any information on Jackson O'Hare Jr. I don't want my grandson getting into too much trouble. His recent escape from the penal colony has his mother and grandmother worried for him.
Oh. Are you available for a private conversation in person?
He looks at his wife.
She just raises an eyebrow.
Is this about my grandson?
I think it would be best if we met in person to discuss anything. Commodore, my apologies.
I'll be there immediately. Goes over, kisses wife on forehead. I'll be back. I'll let you know if he has any word on Jack Jr.
Jesus.
And he heads out to meet Guy.
Yeah, we'll find somewhere very quiet.
All right.
We'll find somewhere quiet and unpopulated, I guess.
It's coming crashing down on Guy a lot sooner than he thought.
Yeah, I thought I had time.
I love the drama. See, this is leaning into the drama. This is cooperative gameplay.
It's true. Yeah, it's yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it happens.
I mean,
timing was perfect. Like
Smith does not have any other contacts that he can go to directly with intelligence. It is just Guy.
Yeah, we'll find we'll go to my quarters. We'll go to my little slummy quarters.
Yeah, there's like small quarters for you.
Rad. Commodore, come in. We must have toasts to your promotion. Close the door. Lock it behind us. You mentioned that Jack O'Hare is your your grandson, sir?
Correct. He's my daughter Mary's son.
Well, that's well. The timing could not have been better. I commend you. I was already contacting my associates to do some digging on this individual. I don't know exactly how much. This isn't really my thing to tell, but I think it's best that be as transparent as possible. I'm how do I?
If this is about his recent escape from the penal colony, I already know.
Right. Yes, that's correct. But Lieutenant Mortea spoke with me about the individual and his escape from the penal colony, and requested that I look into it using my contacts, because it is a personal matter, and I didn't want to use my official channels, because then it would tie back to Stavanger and tie back to Mortea. Long story short, it appears that your grandson was at one point engaged to Mortea, so that was why she was wanting me to look into it. I had somebody on the station that it's more natural to look into escaped prisoners, so that's where we're at, Captain. Or you want bourbon, whiskey?
I'd be more surprised if I didn't know the type of woman he typically goes after. Honestly, Cass is the most tame he's gone after.
I'm sure she would be very flattered.
It is quite the compliment. The last one threw a bottle at my head.
That's not outside the realm of possibility in general, I would feel, but understandable.
I just walked in the door after returning for shore leave.
I see. Well, I have a contact that he is working on it, and you should be able to gather information without it tying directly back to the Stavanger or any of our crew members. So it's at least a quiet way to determine his potential whereabouts. Finley
Starfleet is already well aware of who my children and grandchildren are and what they have done.
I take it that the lieutenant was not aware of this?
Jackson and I did not speak after he left Starfleet to join the Maquis. It's also on his file that I was the one to apprehend him.
Ah. How exciting. Well, I'll let you know as soon as I get any sort of information. I told Finley to not rattle the tree too heavily.
This will aid your contact. It's a list of his known affiliates and potential locations he would run to. And he hands Guy a pad.
Oh, perfect. This could be very helpful. I'll pass it along to the channel. I believe that it's in our best interest to let Cass know of our discovery so that we are all on the same page.
If Jackson did not feel the need to tell her, I don't see it right now either. It's just one more thing for her to have concerns over. If it comes out during the investigation, we'll deal with that once we cross it.
Well, she's not unintelligent. I informed her that I would update her on any of my findings. I'm very adept at lying, so I have no issues keeping it quiet. But I think from the medical side of things, it's not the greatest thing for anyone's mental health if we were to spring it on her that we both knew the thing and later on point of more emotional turmoil. At least here we are stable, quiet and calm.
Given her emotional state of the last few weeks, I don't think that we should be springing much on her at all.
Doc, give me a reason medicine in Diff 1.
Copy. Reason medicine Diff 1. Take a momentum with third die. Hey, at least I got it.
At least you got it. It is prudent to it would inform her eventually, but probably waiting until the end of shore leave might be advisable. Just give her time to work through her recent issues, and then like when everyone's back on the ship, okay, so let's have a talk.
For sure. I would recommend that the best time for us to inform her would be after we end our shore leave on the station. I think it would be the best time to do it. That's both a personal recommendation and a medical professional opinion.
I agree.
Well, good. I'll pass the names along. And I guess we should go back to trying to enjoy a little bit of our...
Smith, did you want to check in on the Borg or kids and talk to any of them?
Yes. And I'm going to bring Eliza along with me.
Okay. What is going on here? That's what I get for not cleaning my maps. That's old.
That was the investigation into the explosion of the Tellarite.
Yep. Okay, so that's token layer. Delete. All right. Yeah, they're just set up in one of these cargo bays. And Eliza, support civilian.
He would have explained to her what these kids have been going through.
And of course there's medical personnel out here. Livestone, Satir. Dr. Mercer from Washington Station. Yeah. They have they basically have this set up in a Camp City, a sort of thing where they have like curtains and stuff separating beds and alcoves and stuff. They're working on building a more permanent settlement and for them, but it's going to be a couple weeks before they get like actual rooms. Then most of the kids are kind of milling about doing their own thing. Some of them are reading pads and talking to each other. There's even a couple of them that are doing a holographic game. And then there's these kids over here who are the troublemakers, the ones that kind of rebelled and didn't want to come with you. And they have a cup.
Brother agree with him?
Oh yeah,
You forgot about that, didn't you?
Josh. Yeah, these kids are kind of just kept in the corner with a couple security guards around them. And some of your staff is here, milling about.
When discussing these kids, Smith would have a relatively saddened tone about them in particular.
And you also see that Leslie's off in the corner helping out.
Oh, Smith gets to introduce Eliza to Leslie without Sorrel.
Yeah, Sorrel's busy.
Yeah. Sorrel's just dismissing all the fun. It seems Leslie has offered her services in this endeavor.
I see.
Let's go speak with her first. He makes his way over to Leslie.
Oh, Captain. Wait. Those are different.
It's Commodore now.
Commodore. Thank you.
Leslie,
not brushed up on rank structure.
It's fine. It only happened relatively recently. And Leslie, this is my lovely wife, Eliza.
Well, hello. And they exchange pleasantries, shakes hands. Eliza is warm. Leslie's a little bit cautious and kind of a half step back and just trying to gauge this whole situation.
Is everything all right?
I just never thought. I just never thought I'd be introduced to your family.
My family is quite spread out. It's only recently that my wife has decided to take up a xenobotany position here on the station, as well as help me with this endeavor.
Yes, it seems that your husband and is taking a chance to adopt a lot of children all of a sudden. Liza laughs.
He scratches the back of his neck. I've always been a pushover when it comes to children. It's a wonder our kids didn't become more spoiled. Our grandchildren were definitely spoiled by me a lot. And if I was around more for the great-grandchildren, I'm pretty sure they'd be as well. I want to give these children the opportunities that they would never have had under Drexa.
Yes, let's speak up. Yes, most of them are at least curious as of going that direction. Some of them not so much. She glances over at Prudence.
They're still young and they're fighting the words that Drexa put in their head, as well as the remnants of their assimilated state.
And just in general, they don't like being told what to do. If they want to do something, it has to be their idea. Right now, this doesn't seem like their idea.
He lets off a soft chuckle. Reminds me of John and Mary when they were kids. How many times do we have to pull John off of a tree that he wanted to climb so desperately?
There was one time I climbed up a tree and you didn't have your rocket boots charged.
Oh, that was a fun experience. I fell out of that tree 3 times. It's a wonder I didn't bruise my coccyx.
Your ego was definitely bruised.
Oh, my pride was hurt that day. Keeping track of twins was a full-time job, on top of my full-time job as a diplomatic attaché. So I wonder I didn't mix up dealing with diplomatic affairs and talking to the children. That would have been a social faux pas.
Remember that at one time, where John spilled the soup on that Tellarite ambassador?
Oh, God. The argument we had that day. I'm pretty sure that went down. The Tellarite is still singing praises of that argument. I swear he was about to hit me.
I was ready for that. I was gonna go down and swinging as well. Well, anything in particular are you looking to do down here, Commodore, or are you just checking in on us?
Just checking in, seeing how the children are settling. Seeing the progress that has been made thus far. Seeing what I need to reallocate in order to speed things along.
They reallocated. They have a section planned out. They're just fabricating it as we speak.
That's good. I think I'm going to go talk with some of the children, see how they're dealing.
At this point, Leslie, he pulls Eliza aside and says, "So has he always been this stubborn? Oh, you have no idea." And they have that conversation with each other.
He wanders over to Three's brother.
Tenacity. Yeah.
How are you handling everything?
I'm adapting.
That's good. Are you looking forward to being able to choose what you do with your life?
It is interesting. And do you consider the possibilities?
And they're all laid before you, ready, waiting for you to choose. But you don't have to grow up so quickly. Enjoy what time you have left as a child.
I'm not sure what to do as a child.
Play, learn, and enjoy life. Because this time of your life will never come again.
What of my brother?
He will continue to serve aboard my ship and be a valued member of my crew. He is still finding his way from the collective, but he is making strides every day.
Perhaps I too, you can serve aboard your vessel.
If I'm still in Starfleet when you come of age to join it, I would gladly add you to my crew. Who knows, you might be serving under your brother at that point.
His eyes glaze over and looks in the distance and for a moment. Perhaps.
You okay?
I don't know what I can do.
Don't worry, you have plenty of time in order to figure out what you are good at, what you enjoy. And the most important thing is, enjoy what you do. Whether that be helping people in the medical field, protecting others in security, or even leading missions as a command officer. Or perhaps you'll go into the scientific field and find new wonders in the world.
There's a lot to consider.
And all the time in the world to do it. I think I've taken up enough of your time. You can go back to doing whatever you were doing, or go find something, some game or someone to play with.
He stands there and does some quick calculations, cocking his head, and goes find another or two people playing Calto.
Takes a deep breath and starts walking over to Prudence. Says next to this officer.
Yep. Commodore? The officer says.
How have they been doing?
They haven't done much, actually. They've just been sitting here quietly.
Given how we had to get them here, that does not surprise me. It looks like they're still under the effects of Three's suggestion.
No. Oh, they're no longer under their direct effect, but they're milling about and just looking at each other silently.
Okay. Prudence, if you would come here, please.
She snaps out of her trance, looks at one of the other, nods, and steps back.
Have you been handling your situation well?
The situation isn't untenable, but we are making progress in rectifying it.
I do hope that you at least attempt to act like a normal child.
We are not normal children.
Unfortunately, you are correct. Your path in life is not set by the actions of those that have come before you. Not the Borg, not Drexa,
Not
even the
Starfleet?
Orions. Correct. You're merely here to guide you to a better life. It's my hope that you will take that gesture in hand.
What if it is a life that you do not approve of?
I would attempt to stop you, but there is the understanding that every parent has that the children that we help raise will eventually become their own person and make their own choices, both good and bad.
So there is no consensus on what is a good or a bad idea.
There is only opinions. And you may not like my opinions, but they are there before you. What you choose to do with them is up to you. I offer you a hand of friendship, and aid in this very trying time. If you choose to swat it away, that is your choice. But if you choose to take it, then I can open many doors for you.
She does not take the hand.
I hope in time you'll come to see that we are not the villains in this story. We're really here as guys and people who wish to aid you. And you look to the other children that are over here. That goes for them as well. You have to understand that they also have to make their own choices. They can't rely on you for everything.
And yet again, in Commodore, you seek to take order and replace it with chaos.
Order and chaos is defined by who is viewing it.
And is your viewpoint more valid than ours?
I have the wisdom of time on my side to see that there are certain aspects of what you're doing that are not the best choice. But
and I have the
also allows me to,
and I have the wisdom of the collective.
I'm not your enemy in any of this, but your choices are your own, good or bad. And you will be, unfortunately, judged through the lens of Starfleet and the Federation. I just hope you won't judge us too harshly.
Judgment is irrelevant.
I do feel sorry for you and those that are continuing to follow you. But I see my words are wasted at this time. You may return to your collective.
And she steps back to her collective, standing in the middle, looking at each of them in turn, having a silent conversation.
Let me know if there's any change with any of them.
Aye, sir.
And he walks back over to Eliza and just rests his head on her shoulders for a minute.
Leslie and Eliza are laughing and telling a hilarious story, and you put your head on her shoulder, and Eliza pats you on the back. Camera pulls back a little bit. Music swells, and with that, credits will roll.
Once they get back to their quarters, he is going to cry.
Aww.
Has never felt so hopeless against a child.
Yeah, Prudence is a hard nut to crack.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, the credits will roll. Be sure to catch us next week here on Twitch to check out our next adventure on the frontier. Thank you to our awesome players tonight, all those who actually showed up, as everyone else was stolen by the mouse. No, not a whole lot. I went down, just some touching family moments and a dramatic reveal. So it'll work out in the end. I had something of a plan. Oh, and Vanix got a cult. Can't forget that. Music provided by Kevin Macloud. You can check out his royalty-free music at incompetech.com. As always, we're forever grateful to Modifius for giving us the tall ship, and to Gene Roddenberry for giving the stars to guide us. Until we meet again, go out and find your next adventure.